right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 712 on this beautiful Thursday evening. My name is Andy. I am the guy that answers all your text messages, phone calls, and all that great stuff over on the KonaButterflyz, but you're not here for me. No, you dialed up the bat phone so that way you could get the Batgirl herself. She's got the Series 6, Series 7, Series 63, 26, and 65. She is your professor, your instructor. That is Brandy. Thank you all for being here. We're going to have some test-taking techniques tonight. We're going to go over this thing we call the Series 6. We're going to go over 6 different exams. We're going to give out 6 different ways to break it down, test-taking techniques. It is a good night to be on. Look at Brandy just getting a fresh, nice big cup of coffee.
That's right.
Let me tell you guys, it was a long day. It was a long day. We started at 8 a.m. and it's almost been nonstop meetings all day long. So
I made burgers tonight.
Yes, we did that. You did that. But yes, thank you all for being here. And that random thought was brought to you by Brand. Want to say a quick shout out and prayers for one of our studiers on here, Donica. She's currently in the ER. I'm not going to tell you what for, but just say she just needs a little bit of prayers for healing. She's doing okay. She's in good spirits. She's even doing a simulated while she's in there waiting.
She still plans on taking her test on Tuesday.
Still taking the test on Tuesday. But so let's give her some prayers. Let's rally around this boss lady that she is. And so that way she can get some quick healing and get in that test on Tuesday for sure. So it's good to see all of you on here. We had a lot of great stuff happening, a lot of good response today. We want to say thank you to all the people that keep referring us out. That's why I've been busy so much today. You guys are getting the word out. I appreciate it. Brandy and I, we don't spend our money on marketing. It's probably the worst business plan ever, but we spend it on content. We spend it on things to make sure that you guys have the best of what we can give you and our ability. And we just foolishly but wisely at the same time rely on word of mouth. I feel it's the best way to market. Comes from the results that we're getting and the response that we're getting. And people don't refer anybody if it's a bad experience, right? Or they don't get what they wanted. So that's how I look at it. So I appreciate everybody referring us out and keeping us busy. So thank you so much. And if you enjoy all the stuff that we do at night, this free stuff, It's not free, right? Nothing's free. So thanks to all the members and for making it happen. Definitely want to do that. And if you guys get anything from us and we help you pass an exam, even if you just use the free stuff, please do us a favor and just let everybody know that we helped you out with that. So that way you can keep spreading the word and spreading the good things at Kona. So that way we can keep the lights on, really honestly. So so if any way we helped, please post whatever, do a TikTok, do an Instagram, anything.
Share.
Just share. Do a reel. Whatever you kids do these days with your snaps and your boomerangs.
We have a reel you can share.
I feel like it's like when
the boomerangs.
Yeah. Like my boomer parents, you know, I don't get on them snaps. I'm like, no, you don't. Nobody wants you. You're in your 70s and nobody wants to see your snaps. It would be the most boring. I tell my mom all that time. I'm like, dude, it would be you reading the paper and complaining about the stock market. Yes, that would be it. And it would be all the profile of her nose. That's what her snaps would look like. I'm like, nobody wants to see that. I'm like, Mom, camera angle, front of the face, not under the nose. Anyways, some of y'all can relate to this. Yes. Anyways, all right, everybody, let's get this thing going. Let's get it rolling. Let's get these test-taking techniques. We got a lot of great stuff. We got our own online courses, audios, videos, everything you want in 2023. We got it. It's our own stuff. We follow FINRA. We don't follow anybody else's prep. You don't pay us to read someone else's book to you. No, we give you that feedback, that love that you need in those live sessions. Brandy answers those questions, breaks it down like Charlie Brown, however it takes to take you to the break. She has it there. So make sure to join in, be on our members stuff, take advantage of all the things we have. We also have study guides available for the SIE, the 6, the 63, $20 each. They are ebooks. They can be printed out. So if you studied in the 1900s and you love to get your highlighter game on, you can do that. We got the orientation replay, explains everything that we do, the paid, the free, the good, the great. We got the Kona community. That is our Discord. That's where we all meet. If you didn't see last night, it was phenomenal with when we went through those questions. We even stayed on a little longer, answering more questions than we normally do.
Yeah.
And just going through those questions that people have. And that's part of the beauty of that community is you can really use that as a study tool to stay connected with us, but also get those questions and answers that you so very much need. So we want to make sure that you take advantage of that. We also have that QR code right there, that link tree. That's how you get connected to everything, the Telegram. You can get those free replays on our Discord, on Telegram. It's awesome for the Studying Brew. We have my 866 number right there, 866-8KONA, 866-439-5662. Leave me a voicemail text, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible if you need more information. Brandy is strictly on the Discord, so reach her over there. We have live session reminder for the 63 and 65. It is Your Question Friday. It starts off with 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. Bring the donuts, bring the lemongrass if you're in Hawaii, right? Bring all that great stuff to keep you awake. Let's get it going, because right after that, we have the 65 and doing the 8 a.m. in Hawaii, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. in the East. And then that way you can get your questions answered for those exams. All members, it is the member May code. So be there.
Yes.
Or be square. No, you want to be square. I don't know. Anyways, we have SIE content. Look at that old graphic from last month.
I know. I like it better.
You like it better? Is that what it is?
Who makes the graphics? I like this one.
Anyways,
yeah,
we have SIE course content tomorrow. Tomorrow, Brandy is going to be recording some more SIE stuff for all you members. I'll be sending that out, the special link before the actual, right before it starts tomorrow. You look in your email from Patreon, so you have that special Zoom code for the $50 and $100 tier only to get in on that onto that session. It is not the regular member code. It is just special for the $50 and the $100 for the people studying for the SIE. Brandy is going to be going over tomorrow corporate actions, so make sure to get in on that. It is just an extra special thing we're doing for the 50 and the 100 as we update all of our course material and study stuff. Yeah. Coming out with these small videos that you heard about. We're doing that, so be sure to keep an eye out for that email so you get into that session. All right. We have that free. We have test taking techniques exam workshop. That'll be going out to your email boxes. I'll be posting that everywhere for Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Check your local listings there. 30 minutes or so. We're going to do that. We're going over the fundamentals of those test taking techniques. If you're brand new, you've never seen it, well, we're going to do some of that tonight. So you'll see that. But check us out on our Instagram. Brandy just posted a brand new little quick 2-minute video on some of those techniques, right?
It's 1 minute, yo.
1 minute. There you go. 1 minute. So check that out. SIE material 6, 63, 26, 65, 7, life, MLO. Who knows what we'll go over, but it's all the same. It's all multiple choice questions. We're going to show you how to knock them down Kona style. So make sure to get in on that, because it is the very foundation concept of our technique. So that way you can start mastering it, get it into your arsenal, and disarm those questions like Brandy does, like she's Jason Bourne in the Bourne Identity. You know what I mean? She just takes those multiple choice questions down. That's how Brandy does it. So there you go.
No replays.
Oh, no. Some people don't pay $1,500 per month. Someone put that. No, $50 or $100 tier, not $1,500.
150 to 100.
I probably wouldn't be on here if there was that, if I had that many people paying $1,500 a month. I'm just saying.
Oh,
dude,
that would be amazing, though.
Yeah. I'd be calling you from my yacht. No,
I wouldn't even know. That would be awesome. I mean,
Brandy's already buying things in her head. No, that's crazy. No. We're just doing 100 or 50.
Yes.
We're keeping it reasonable.
Yeah.
Although, you know, I guess if you keep up with inflation, it should be around there.
I'm just saying, if y'all want to pay that, I'm
hey,
good.
I will put out a GoFundMe tonight. You can pay me that every month, whatever you want. You'll have my attention. I guarantee that. I guarantee.
Top of the list.
Yes, top of the list all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, but seriously, look for that special code.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
Yeah.
If you're not following us on Instagram, because when on this case, they couldn't give me a picture because there was no pass notice picture. Brandy, how do you get a pass notice picture? Not a pass notice picture. How do you get a pass notice when they don't have the pass notice at your test site, or you did it at home?
So actually, you guys are just going to log into your FINRA website, the website that you went to when you scheduled your exam and or paid for it, and you guys should be able to access it there. I have heard it takes up to 72 hours. So, and it's Friday. So, I mean, tomorrow is Friday.
Get like a printout copy on there.
I believe you can get it'll look like a printout copy. So I know some firms want you to have the print. So just print it out yourself and then.
So when we get that printout for this passer, they're going to take a picture with it, and then I'm going to add them to guess where?
Where?
The Kona Hall of Fame, because we got a passer. Yes, we do. We got a passer. It is so awesome. It is so awesome to hear this pass notes because it was just yesterday.
Yes, it was.
And the day before, we were talking about it with this amazing woman coming up with a plan to get it done. And you know what?
What?
Got it done. Got the SIE done. And she's going to be on here live with us, even though I didn't post or anything. We're going to find out exactly what paid off. But I'll say this, that she has commitment, she has dedication, and super coachable. We said, hey, you should go book a room somewhere, and because your test is, quite a ways away from home. Hey, go to the wherever that is. Get a hotel room, relax. Don't have the journey on your day.
Oh man.
No, be in a moment. If you have the means, by all means, take the time, go be relaxed, get in there. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And that's exactly what she did. She's super coachable. And today she walked away from the pass notice because that's what she does. She listens, she gets coached. And then just what? She's on here on the brew. Go ahead. I could go on and on about this, but I won't. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Miss Rose Taylor, and tell all the fine people on how you got this thing done. And congratulations.
Thank you, you guys. Thank you very much. I made quick notes because I get kind of rambly, but I wrote down like 5 things that I wanted to say. And the very, very first one is that in our base shop, we formed a study group. And everybody in our base shop is in here in Kona together. Awesome. So that's awesome. And
what's your base shop?
Bulletproof.
Shout out Bulletproof.
Yes. So the support from people studying with you, who are learning it with you, learning at the same time, and that care, that's a big deal. So everybody's in the SIE, and we're all going to be boom boom. You're going to be hearing yeah, we got a passer from Bulletproof. You're going to be hearing that over and over again.
Let's go.
That was huge. The second thing that I wanted to say was the tutoring sessions from, I call these my tutoring session when I tune in on Tuesdays and Thursdays and at 10 o'clock at night. The tutoring session, when Brandy says, find what works for you. You guys are so awesome because you put the information out in so many different ways that a person who hasn't been in school for a long time and isn't really used to studying anymore, you can find what works for you. And that's basically what I did over these past, it didn't take me 21 days. It did take me a couple of months, but that's what I did and it worked. And then the third thing that I wanted to say was Andy and his PMA, every time that we log in here, is not just something that he's saying, keep that positive mental attitude. Sometimes it's like, well, what does that mean? How do you do it? He actually gives real strategies on how to keep it. I mean, it's not just here about test taking. There have been classes on how and when to study. There have been classes on how to adjust your attitude. All of this stuff. I'm not going to repeat everything that he said because he said it so much better, but I just want to say to anybody listening that there's so much here more than just the material. And I've appreciated all of it. This is an extra that's not one of my 5 things, but I did write it down, is that the work ethic between the two of you guys is, sorry, somebody needs to walk past in the middle of the night. Anyway, the work ethic that the two of you guys have is just amazing. It's something that I want to emulate in my life and in my business. You guys are a real inspiration. Okay, back number 4, study habits. Taking the short quizzes was really great, but once I set my test date, I really needed to start doing those simulated exams. And I want to say to anybody, once you set your test date, yes, you should take that simulated exam, but the simulated exam is only 75 questions long. And if you start practicing that, you're going to get tired at 75 because you know that you're about to end. Well, the real test is 85 questions long. So if you're in Kaplan, which is what I'm in, I don't know any other system yet. But if you're in Kaplan, what you want to do instead of taking the simulated exam is you want to start taking the final exam, because the final exam is 85 questions. And then this is number 5. It's the last thing that I wanted to say. Was that if you take those exams, the simulated exam and then the final exam, you take them long enough and you give yourself what Brandy said. Remember, give yourself 1 minute per question. When you go in to take the real exam, if you're used to just giving yourself 1 minute per question, the test is going to be so easy. I'm not saying that I wasn't nervous, because I was, but I was prepared, and it was easier than the quizzes. Or I will just say it was just as easy as the quizzes. The only thing that I don't know is what my final score was, but I know that I passed. So that was it. And thank you guys.
Woo! That's a lot. And thank you. I was like almost ready to be like, please tell me more about me. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for being on here, and thank you for just all the kind words. Honestly, it's just amazing, and I believe that's why I give so much positive mental attitude, because I know what it's done for me. And it's not like I grew up, or I even as an adult, I had all that positivity. I had to learn it. I had to adopt it. I had to find ways to keep it. And once I learned that when you do have that attitude and you do have that positivity, anything can happen. Anything is possible. And it's amazing. And it's true testament, just looking at you and watching you talk about this, and the confidence level and being able to pass this exam has grown. Even from the short time that we've had you, it's grown immensely. And look at you, got your SIE done. You're on your way to get the Series 6. And it's just excellent, and great advice too, by the way, just everything that you said. The one thing I do want to say is that you can, guys, do an 85. You can do you can do a custom quiz on Kaplan, and you can set it up to do an 85. And the only reason I would do that over the final is the final exam is the same questions asked over and over. So you have to be careful with that. They don't mix it up through the different QBank questions. If you do a custom quiz of 85, all units, you'll use all of those. What I think they're like 4,000 now into that QBank. I don't know, however many. It's a lot more questions and a lot more things you can see.
Yeah, you'll cycle through more questions.
Yeah,
for sure. But
what do you got, Brandy?
Point. No, she's absolutely right. She said it. We say it a lot, and she took it to heart. Find what works.
Yes,
like,
preach.
Find what works for you guys, because when I set out for this program and what we do on the brews and stuff, I told Andy, I said, I never want to force somebody to do it my way, because I can't do it like the standard way. So we don't have a standard way. We have suggestions. We have a base starting point. But then Rose just took it and said, okay, this is what she said to do. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. And it worked. And that's awesome. And guess what, Rose? When you go in for that 6, you now know what you need to do to study for the 6. And you're going to collapse those time frames between exams now. And you're just going to roll through it, because now you know what Rose needs to do.
Exactly. You know your winning combination. You know your tune-up. You know exactly what you need to do. And I just can't say it enough. Being coachable is everything, and you are extremely coachable. And let me tell you, Bulletproof has got a winner in you,
Heck yeah.
and you're looking at a leader up and coming for sure, because that's what it takes. It takes coachability, it takes humbleness, it takes somebody who's going to actually learn to do it and get out of their comfort zone and push themselves. And you know what, Rose, you did that, and I'm just excited about your future, and then you should be too, because this is going to happen. This is awesome. Congratulations, and thank you for being on here, and I can't wait to post your picture up on the Kona Hall of Fame. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the
Woo! A kind words. I just said it. Like, I could be like this all night. Oh, thank you. You're wonderful.
Yes, thank you, Rose.
Oh my goodness. Brandy, I mean, again, that's why we do what we do. And I just can't wait to get the next passer. What a week. We had an amazing week of amazing amount of passers. And I can't just wait for next week and the weekend just to see who's next. Who's next?
Love it.
And if you're on here and you're like, I just can't wait for it to be me, make it happen.
Make it happen.
Why not you?
Yes.
Why not you? I ask that myself every day of myself. Why not me?
Yes.
That's how I keep my work ethic.
That's right.
That Rose was talking about. Honestly, that's what I do. I'm like, hey, other people can win. Why not me?
Mm-hmm.
And so congratulations. Wow.
Yes.
Exciting.
Yes.
Bulletproof in the house.
I love it.
I love it too.
All right.
All right. You ready to get after this, Brandy?
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Test taking techniques. Rose, you got series 6 questions now you got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Woo! New level. Right on. Let's go, because we're not only going to go over SIE questions, we're going to over 6, 63, 26, 65, and a series 7 question. And of course, we're going to break it down with those test taking techniques. Pay attention to how Brandy breaks these things down. Start adopting in the same exact way. You never heard of like, how do you win? We'll find a winner and do what they do. Well, that's what we're trying to do here. Do what Brandy does. She's got all her licenses. Do exactly how she approaches the questions. And guess what? It might actually help you. And so let's get after it. Let's just do it.
Let's do it. All right. So I'm a little out of order today, but that's okay. So we're going to go techniques and keywords. That's the whole point of Thursdays, right? We're going to go techniques and keywords, right? And I've got mutual funds, management companies, close-end funds, and open-end. Wait, I say close-end funds. I meant close-end companies. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. These two are opposite. These two are the same. And I'm all drawing all arrows. I feel like John Madden tonight. And these two are actually that. Okay. A management company is
okay. So if I'm following the play here, so mutual funds and open-end companies, just for all the people trying to follow along on this, right? On your John Madden board.
Yeah.
Those are the same. So automatically A and D are crossed off, because we can't, if one is an answer, then the other has to be an answer. We can't have two answers here.
Correct. So they cross each other out.
So okay, damn. So bam, we're down to B and C, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you said C and D were opposites, right? So that already speaks out to me, because that's a double dip. That's already two parts of two questions or answers. I'm saying, like, two patterns.
Right.
So C is really, I would put an asterisk next to that. But you also said D and B were exactly the same, right? Or the same thing?
No, I said C and D are B. See what I wrote there?
C and B.
C and D.
C and D
are actually B.
So what are we left with?
That the answer is B.
There we go.
That's it. The answer is B. Because look, it says investment companies that are not unit investment trust or face amount certificate companies are, and the only one left is those management companies. Like that, guys. That's
C and D are B.
C and D are B. See, here's here is D, here is C, and there is B.
There you go.
There you go.
Got it.
And there's A.
So B is the big parent company.
Yep.
It's the papa.
Yeah.
Gave birth to C and D.
Exactly. Guess what, guys? That's the 26. If you guys are studying for the SIE, you've heard this. If you're studying for your 6, you're definitely going to hear this. If you heard it, if you're studying for your 63, you've heard this.
So if I was Stephen Walton,
yeah,
I'd be paying attention to this.
Well, Stephen Walton's probably like, I knew this because I have my license. I'm studying for my 26 now.
There you go.
See what I'm saying? All right. Like that. All right. So this is from the Series 65. I've got working capital. I got capital surplus. I got retained earnings, and I got dividends payable. So capital surplus is the only thing that I really haven't heard of. That doesn't sound familiar. I've heard of I've heard of working capital. We talk about work. Hey, what's your working capital? What's your liquid money? What's the money you have to work with, right?
Liquid. I mean, when I think of capital surplus, like my working capital, it's the cash I've got to where I can go buy a new computer. I got to go buy some supplies at the old Office Depot, whatever,
Exactly.
whatever I need, right?
Right.
That's the cash I got on hand.
Exactly. When I think of retained earnings, I think of the earnings that I have retained. Get it? Because it's retained earnings. So it's the earnings I've retained. And then dividends payable means it's the dividends that I need to pay.
So you got like we do. I always like to do dividends as my bank heist. I got to pay off my cohorts. I got to pay off the other people that did the heist with me.
Yeah.
We're divvying it up the shares.
Yeah. But even then, yeah, because you're right. But it just means I have to pay dividends.
Yeah.
It's payable dividends, right? Dividends. Okay. Let's look at the question. A profitable company, there's a flag right there, reports net income of 10 million, a cash dividend of 7 million is declared. Okay. So I brought in 10 million.
Right.
I am going to pay 7 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
From an accounting standpoint, the other 3 million would be credited to which balance sheet account? Well, I don't know about you, but if I brought in 10 and I'm going to pay out 7, I feel like I retained the 3. Get it? Because it's not accounted for and everything else is a title. So I'm retaining the 3. You guys see it? You guys see it? You guys see it?
Right, because it's not a working capital. It's not a capital surplus.
Man, it's part of my income.
Right.
There you go. See?
The other stuff, it's like still work.
Yeah.
Still stuff I got to pay out. I don't want to do that.
Oh, man. I retained it. All right, guys. If you were a member and you were in our class today or Tuesday, y'all know the answer to this one. I have 800. I have 1,025. I've got straight up 1,000 or I got 1,050. If I look at my numbers, this is going to be low. This is usually a par value, right? And then I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the fact that that's a 25 and that's a 50.
So if we're talking par value, because you just said it, so am I looking at discount and premiums maybe?
Maybe, but the 25 and the 50 reminds me of something. It reminds me that maybe one of these is an annual amount and the other one is a semi-annual amount.
Ooh, because it's a quarter.
Yes. It's a quarter.
No, I just think it's 25 and 50 and then the whole amount. I always think of quarters. I don't know why.
I always, guys, when I
always simplify everything.
Seriously, when it comes to 100, I legit think of a dollar bill and then I think of 4 like US quarters.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's my brain thinking out loud.
Like that's like I always equate everything to that.
Right.
It's weird. All right, let's look at the question. It says Jenny Jones purchased a XYZ bond for 800. That's what she purchased it for with a coupon of 5%. Guys, a coupon for 5%. You guys know the Kona trick, add a $, add a 0. Isn't that 50 right there?
That is 50.
Upon maturity, how much would you expect Jenny to receive if the bond is a typical corporate bond? Well, I remember because I was in class today. So I remember that Brandy said, add a $, add a 0, divide by 2, which would be 2 payments of 25 because corporate bonds pay semi-annually. Right? So $50 is my annual amount, but these pay semi-annually. And I remember she said the only reason why I'm going to have to know that is because of what gets paid out at maturity, and that is par value plus my last payment. So my last payment on a 5% coupon would be $10.25.
Bam. That is golden right there. Everything she just said right there explains a lot, right?
Yeah. Straight from the lives.
Straight from the lives. Why do you want to get a membership? There you go.
I'm just saying. All right. Sorry. Okay. Ooh, lots of words. Lots of words. Complaints.
See, isn't that what most people do?
Yeah. Guys, the answer is not always C. Complaints and the action taken to resolve them must be kept in an easily accessible file. That makes sense. That's basic. Client complaints are given over to the legal department of the firm where it is then decided if arbitration is possible. I don't feel like I remember that. That's not familiar. Does that make sense? That's all I'm basing it on. I don't remember hearing legal departments. I don't remember that. A firm must preserve client complaints for exactly 3 years. Okay, here's a flag, guys.
You know what I know?
Hmm.
That you went over this today in the 6.
I did go over this today in the 6. Guys, that's a flag. We don't talk like that. We keep it for 3 years. We don't keep it for exactly 3 years. What is that? Does that make sense, guys? So that's a flag that no.
Because how can you define exactly?
Yeah,
What is
what does that mean?
And if there was, okay, let me think about it even further. If it wasn't exactly, there'd probably be a whole chapter or a whole like thing about how to figure out exactly.
Yeah, what does that mean? It means nothing. It means that's a wrong statement. And it says all complaints must be directed to the client services department for resolution. Again, I'm not familiar with this one. So, but A sounds like that could be a thing. It's got to be kept in an easily accessible file. That's basic. Make sense?
Yes.
Woo! Which of the following is an accurate statement regarding FINRA's customer complaint requirements? You got to just have easy access to them.
Now, here's the thing, Brandy, is a lot of people are all about the Mona.
Yes, this is true.
This wouldn't have worked on Mona.
No, because we're talking about rules and there's a lot of musts in rules.
So be careful when you use the technique, the Mona technique. Are we talking about rules?
And if we're talking about rules, probably you're going to see a must, and that's probably going to be okay.
Right. Because let's face it, laws usually are a must.
I mean, come on.
Or you go to jail. Or you get a fine.
Do you want the rule to say maybe don't commit fraud?
Maybe if the circumstances allow you, you can do illegal things.
No,
there's no gray area.
You must not. Yeah. All right. Exactly. You're right. Exactly does seem like a Mona because it's kind of like definitive, I like that. All right. I have a pre-funded at a price above par. Pre-refunded, sorry. I had to read that a couple times.
A pre-refunded?
Yeah. Has a yield to maturity of 3.75, is callable to 3.75, or is partially refundable in 2016. Seems like an old question. I have no idea what's happening here. We should probably just look at the question. And it says a bond is listed as a Louisiana pub. Okay, it's a revenue bond. Right? That REV just sounds correct.
Are you just like, you know what? My mouse is not going to work the way I want it to.
Well, I was thinking like, how are you? It's like pub weeks. Like, I was like, how can, like, what does that look like to most people?
Let's just fast forward to the part where I tell you it's a revenue bond.
I was like, what does that look like to people? Right. And then I see P/R. I see at 104. I see the 3.75 and I see that date right there. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing. So I'm going to go back in here. So you see how that does say 3.75 and that does say 3.75. Nothing in there says what that could possibly be. Does that make sense? Is this the coupon? Usually, guys, when you see a quote, this is usually the coupon. I'm just saying that's usually the interest payment on that bond. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's out and that's out. Now we have this PR hanging out right here. Okay. Now we have partially refundable in 2016, or we have pre-funded at a price above par. Well, here's what I did to solve this one. And then I went, oh yeah, this makes sense. So you guys see how the P and the R is next to the 104?
Yes.
And the 2016 is way over here. So what I did is go, well, I went like this. That's a P, that's a R. That is definitely above par because it's above 100. So I went, well, because they're right next to each other, that's probably the answer. And I clicked on it and guess what? It was the answer, because I've never heard of a partially refundable bonds.
Do we usually get partially refunded for anything?
Partially refunded, I mean, pre-refunded means that you kind of have a bank sitting there, like it's like money's already kind of there to pay off that bond. But partially refundable,
That's what I'm just saying. Partially refunded. How do you get partially refunded?
I don't even know what that is.
Usually when you ask for a refund, they give you all of the amount.
But can I say this, guys? How many of us would have gone, and not even tried to pick an answer choice based on completely random things?
I know a lot of people are thinking that right now.
And you know what, guys? A lot of times those completely random things.
Have the freedom to just open your mind to the fact that you can be random.
And it works.
And sometimes it is that easy.
It is.
You don't need to overthink it. Y'all see how she just did that? It was like, oh, the P and the R together. So
And they're right next to the 104.
that's got to be it. But Brandy, I want to know all the further why. You just need to get a pass notice.
I don't.
Like some of you guys are studying for the SIE and options has you in a total knot, right? And you're freaking out and you want to know everything about how options works as if you're going to be an options trader. You're not. And I guarantee you there probably wasn't that many options questions on Rose's exam. Was there like, half the exam options? No. But a lot of you study as if it is. You guys act like the whole exam is going to be options or it's going to be all bonds. It's not.
If I don't pass those options section, I'm not passing the exam.
No, you're not going to pass the exam if you neglect all the other areas. It's a whole exam.
Yes.
You got to know, what do we say? We got to be a C student in all the areas.
Yeah.
That's all.
Exactly.
You guys can do that, right? C student in all the areas. That's a pass notice.
That's right.
Don't overcomplicate it. And this weekend, this is what I want you guys to do. Stay consistent.
Yes.
Stay consistent.
It's not Memorial Weekend yet.
Stay consistent. And even if it was Memorial,
just kidding. Stay
consistent.
Yes.
Even if whatever's going on, stay consistent. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing worth having. Nothing that is respectable is easy. Nothing. It's like you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to put the time in. You're going to have some sacrifices. And I know this is hard for a lot of adults. We say it to our kids all the time, but for ourselves, we have a hard time doing this as adults. You can say no. Can you come to this? Can you do this? Can you help me move? No, I'm studying. Can you come out and do this with me on whatever? No, it's not in my schedule because I have this study to do right now. You got to keep your goals, and there's nothing wrong with saying no. You're working on a long-term goal. You just got to keep your head down, keep working at it. It's a short-term commitment if you just allow it to be, and that's it. Put in the work and make it happen, everybody. And no matter what, keep your positive mental attitude. Stay positive, believe in yourself, have faith, because Brandy and I believe in it, believe in you. And we know every single person on here has the ability and is capable of achieving anything they want if you just want it. If you just put the work in and you just go after it like Rose Taylor did and got that SIE pass notice. And I just want to say thank you once again, Rose, for being on here and going ahead and sharing all that great information and that testimony. And just like Rose, each and every one of you got to ask yourself, why not me? And just go make it happen. So I want you to do that this weekend. Don't fall off. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep studying. And we'll be here for you guys. We'll be back on Monday for the Studying Brew. Members will be on for Friday. We'll be on for Sunday. Oh, guys, we have the workshop on Saturday morning. Be there for the workshop on Saturday morning.
Yes.
So we got a lot of things coming your way, but we'll be back for the Studying Brew back on Monday. Until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't forget to. I give up.
Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't
touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Guys, thank you so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to practice those techniques. Don't forget to take that quick quiz tonight and through the weekend. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a great one.